New setup's looking pretty good, I think. Hopefully you guys like. Trying to get the room finished, but I think it's in a good spot for now. I have a video for you guys today, and it is about the Leica M10-P. This camera goes for $6,000 to $8,000, and really I have no business with it. And the reason I have this camera is that my grandpa from my last video let me borrow this to get some photos with and see how I liked it. And like I said, I really don't have any business with this thing, but it does take amazing photos. And I wanted to show you guys some of the photos I took with it and talk about some of the things that I liked and disliked. Before we get started, I just want everyone to know this is not a professional review. Please do not watch this video if you are a hardcore photographer and are really interested in learning in-depth information about this camera, because you are in the wrong spot. I am a hobbyist photographer at best, and I really have no business using this camera, but luckily my grandpa has been in photography his whole life and let me borrow it. It was supposed to be 60 and sunny today, but instead it's 50 and overcast, so bear with me here. But I just wanted to come out here and mostly put this camera out on the dock to scare my grandpa, but talk about what makes this camera special, which is the pictures that come out of this are just amazing. And hopefully I can get a good one here or a couple and show you guys the picture quality of this is out of this world. And the build quality on this thing is immaculate. I've never held a camera that's felt quite like this. Honestly, there's not many things I've held that felt as well built as this camera. Another thing I really like is the shutter sound that this makes. That sound is amazing. It's really quiet, but it's really satisfying to feel that button press. Oh, it's okay, buddy. Moxon hates when they're shooting guns over across the wire. So the last thing I have on here that I really like is how the buttons feel. Controlling everything on this is very tactical, feels really great, kind of goes along with the build quality being as good as it is. But doing this kind of quick because Moxon hates it here and it's kind of a crappy day, but let's take it to what I don't like about this camera next. Now let's talk about the things that I don't like. And a camera this expensive that is way out of my league, you might think that I don't have things to pick at, but this camera really isn't built for me, and the main area that shows is the manual focus. There's no autofocus in this camera. It is all point focus. You're dialing in the focus, whether you're in the viewfinder or you're dialing it in on the screen. When you're capturing live subjects, like I'm trying to take pictures of my dog or my friend, if they move oh so slightly or you move while you're taking the photo, it's so easy to miss focus. You have to shoot really wide, and you still can miss focus because you want really to capture that moment. To me, having the autofocus is much less stressful because instead of formulating the perfect shot and really dialing things in exactly how I want it, I can just fire a photo and know that it's gonna capture the focus I want as long as I have my settings relatively correct. And another weird downside to this camera, which is odd, but how nice it is and how expensive it is. I went on several trips since I borrowed this camera. I've only had it for about a month, and I didn't take it with me on any of my trips because I was too scared granted, this isn't my camera, but having something in your bag that is this expensive, and if you're staying at a hotel or you're staying at somewhere that you're not familiar with, I stayed at an Airbnb, I did not want to leave this camera with me. So I talked about things that I like and things that I don't like. I want to talk about who this camera is actually for. So definitely not me, we know that. This is more for a professional photographer that is looking for something that really brings them the passion for photography. Like, you want to pick this camera up and you want to take photos with it because you know how well it's built. The image you get out of this is gonna knock almost anything else out of the park. I also think this would be a really good camera for hardcore hobbyists. So this is where my grandpa falls into. He's been doing photography his whole life essentially, and he's had so many variations of cameras, but this camera excites him, and this is what he wants to use when he goes out and takes photos. The last thing I want to do with this camera is print out some of the photos that I took with this and show them to my grandpa and see what he thinks of some of the photos I captured. I think some of them are pretty good. A lot of them are not the best, but photography is all subjective. So let's see what he thinks, and we're just gonna jump to that right. Okay, Grandpa, I'm making the video on your camera, the Leica M10-P, and I talked about what I like about it and what I don't like about it and who the camera's for.
Well, the most thing I like about it is just the quality.
Yep, okay.
And there's no plastic in it, and it's all metal.
Okay, yep, I said that in one of my other things.
Yes.
And the picture quality.
The picture quality is excellent. There's no frills.
Yep, that's true.
It's just a plain, simple camera.
Yep.
And that's what I like about it.
As someone who is not the best photographer, having manual focus only maybe miss shots that I normally might
Probably would.
Yeah, yeah. So
it takes a while to get on too.
Yeah, I got a lot better at it. I could tell I was much quicker at focusing after I used it for a couple of weeks. So who would you not recommend buy this?
Someone that's just getting into photography,
Yeah.
they're going to be lost with a camera like this.
Yeah.
It's simple, yet with someone new to it, it's really complicated.
Yeah.
They just don't understand the basic functions.
Okay, well, the last thing I wanted to do was just show you some of my favorite photos I took with that and see if you thought they were good.
Alrighty.
Okay. I like this one the most, where he's it's not straight out, he's kind of looking towards the camera, and the light's kind of hitting the Christmas lights. And that is the couch cushion, which I kind of like. I like something in the foreground where it's not always just straight, the photo, but you don't seem like you like that one, do you?
Well, it's not a bad photo. You got your subject matter centered right in the center, which really isn't kosher for.
I know, but you know,
sometimes it works.
It works with the dogs, I think.
Nice shot.
I did like this shot. This was at an abandoned building in town. I found myself taking a lot of vertical with this. I don't know why, but I really liked how that was overgrown there. And
it doesn't make any difference whether you're in landscape mode or portrait mode.
Just whatever fits the shot.
Your composition makes a shot.
This I really like.
Yeah, that's
this
a nice
photo
shot.
I really like. So I like the curved sidewalk going up and the sun setting. It just kind of gave a haze to the whole photo.
Yeah.
But I really like the sidewalk here. I don't love the cars, but I thought about cropping it in. But I like the road encompassing that.
Your sidewalk has leading lines to it, along with the road. You could have cropped it in, and worked with the cropping on it. See, that's not too bad. There.
Yeah. But I really like this photo because I kept the
That's interesting,
birds in focus and this bird coming through. So what it was a chain link Christmas tree, and they had Christmas lights on.
These are just decorations?
Those are, that's a painting on a wall.
Oh, okay.
So I really liked how the bird came in here. I framed this where that's coming through. I just really like this shot in particular.
It's to me, it's an awful busy shot.
It is really busy. There's no denying that it's busy, but
there's a lot of stuff going on in that photo.
Okay, well,
and to me, a minimalist attitude towards photography is kind of what I like.
Yeah,
more basic ABC rather than taking the whole alphabet and cramming it in a photo. Oh, that's neat. That was a neat shot.
You like the wood?
Yeah, I like that. It's kind of busy. I mean, it's just, this makes it, you know, this is set in this other background. But it's kind of a neat shot. I like that.
Yeah, I like that shot as well. But it wasn't one of my favorites, but those are kind of my photos. I was hoping you'd like them a little more, Grandpa, but...
You're hoping I'd what?
Like them a little more.
A little more?
Yeah.
Maybe the next series.
Yeah. Like you said in the last video, you go out and you take 100 photos, and if you get 2 photos you really
it's
like...
hard. It's hard to come back with a bunch of good ones.
And it's one... I have a lot of ones where I like 80% of it. And then, but I have about 10 photos that I took, and I feel like it got exactly what I wanted.
Each photo is, you can learn something from every photo.
Okay, Grandpa, now all you have to do is tell the people to like and subscribe, and then we can leave.
Why do they do that? If you like this video, subscribe. Subscribe to what?
The YouTube channel. Are you subscribed to my channel, Grandpa?
Well, I just type in Samuel and Mox and click, and I get all his videos.